And welcome back to GatherVerse Summit, Youth Summit 2025, Day 5. And we're happy to have for our next Fireside Chat discussion on the next chapter in prioritizing digital safety for future generations. We have with us today Dr. Sakar. Dr. Sakar, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Christopher? And I do not know, here in India, it's basically going to be at midnight after very soon. So good morning at your end, and at my end, it's good evening to everyone, to you and all the audience who are listening. It's a real pleasure to join you today at the GatherVerse Youth Summit 2025. Although I was facing some problem with internet connectivity, but now it's stable. I thank the organizer for curating such kind of incredible space, I believe, one that brings together the young minds, the educator, creator, and the change maker to talk about something that affects us all, the digital world we're building, and more importantly, the safety of those growing up in it, our future generation.
Absolutely. And thank you for just taking the gracious hour in the morning, in your evening, if you will, to be able to sojourn with us, to explore together all the way from beautiful India all the way to here in California, here in Silicon Valley. We're very happy to be able to have you join with us on this special occasion, especially for our Youth Summit, when we're discussing the safety for future generations. Dr. Sakar, let's lean in together and let's explore a little bit further, shall we? When we talk about our future generations and safety, we know that we're as unsafe as we've ever been, but there is some optimism, because we know that we're able to at least recognize and identify the areas where we're unsafe, and it can hopefully prospectively lead us toward a path of being safe. But what does that path look like, the path to safety, and how does this impact what we do today and our innovations that can undoubtedly impact our future generations tomorrow if we don't take the necessary steps for safety today?
Sure. So I'll just give a brief introduction before coming to your point. Look, I primarily have spent almost more than 2.5 decades as an educator, as an academic leader. And I had that privilege to work closely with the students, of the young students for whom you are actually targeting the session and the entire event. I see every day how deeply the digital world is integrated in our daily lives, from classroom to labs to their chats to canteen to games to social platform, or even in healthcare and various applications. But at the same time, these powerful tools also come with many kind of vulnerabilities, so especially for the young users. So just if you allow me, I'll take a couple of minutes to tell that why this is going to be a serious concern for the entire world, for the entire globe. Firstly, we'll tell that there are few things that is the youth must be aware of. This is not only they are basically the digital, although we believe they are the digital native, but they are not that much experience. That means the youth spend majority of their time, I'm talking about global perspective, with internet in various form in the digital world.
Yes.
But it's true, at the same time, it's not true that all of them are experienced. Yes, if you leave some of the highly matured, exceptional part, majority of the cases, they are actually not that much well aware. So here the responsibility of basically cyber safety. Rather, whenever we are telling about cyber safety, I denote the term in a little bit in a change form. That is basically the cyber responsibility. So cyber responsibility is not only you are taking care of your own safety, but while you are using the digital world, you must be much more responsible, so that you are not going to do harm knowingly or unknowingly to any other community, to any other people, to any other country. So, sorry. So for that, I believe there are a few steps which are actually we need to follow. We need to follow so that we take it about that the pillars for the next chapter. The first one, I believe that cyber literacy must start early. Many of the countries where I'm not talking about the first world countries from where you are actually organizing this. I'm talking about the entire world where cyber literacy is not with the top priority. And if it is a not top priority, definitely you cannot teach the grown-up boys and girls from the child age. So I strongly believe that this kind of skill, which are going to be a survival skill, so it must be started from the school education. They must know what is data privacy, what are the different kind of phishing attempt, and what are the real world, like real fake that they may get. This is number one. Second point, I think that mental well-being should be the part of cyber security, because mental well-being, because we know that cyber security, like through the digital world, is very easy to go to to harass any person or to put any youth into a different kind of traps, because as I've mentioned, they're not that much matured. So definitely, and at the same time, the digital empathy also must be there. Number three, I believe that there must be some mechanism so that we can build trust, and that must be inclusive in nature. Look, we know that in near future, all of us we need to depend on digital world, and gradually that is going to increase, because that is going to be the future. So if future generation cannot trust on that, if the youth cannot trust on that, definitely you cannot get the best out of it. And at the same time, the youth must be the co-creator. They're not only, we should not take them as a user. Maybe right now, mostly they are using for their learning purposes. But in near future, they are actually going to be the creator, content creator. So they must be a digital citizen in a true sense, I believe. So if we can make them a digital citizen in true sense, I'm sure we can use this digital world for the benefit of the humankind. That is what all of us we are dream of.
Dr. Sakar, how do we enter into the trust layer? How do we make this more colloquial as a global cloud consensus? I know that there are avenues and venues such as GatherVerse that allows us to be able to express one to another. Here you are in beautiful South Asia, and here I am in North America, and we're able to have some type of cloud consensus to exchange. But how do we deploy and distribute more so that it's more colloquial, accepting that we have a need to be able to inspire our youth to become these digital citizens?
Okay, so again, I'll take a reference to answer your question. I'll take my reference with my role. I hope
Yes.
that will define. Look, I'm serving as a professor, principal, and department chair in one of the group of organization in West Bengal. I'm sure you are familiar with the name called Calcutta. So this is one of the very beautiful place. So my college is very nearer to that, and the name of my group is Supreme Knowledge Foundation. So as I mentioned, I served there as a principal and department chair. Here we are actively promoting an academic ecosystem, because we know that our current student is going to be the future generation. They are going to lead the country, they are going to lead the society. So here we not only teach the subject, but we actually try to learn them that how should they think, how should they act, how should say they stay safe in the connected world. So how can we achieve that? We are actually inviting people, as you have mentioned, across the globe. We are actually conducting different kind of workshops on digital responsibility, interactions on cyber security. We are interacting with the professionals. We are actually dealing some of the student driven tech project that is for our internal students. At the same time, we believe that being an academic institution, we have some corporate social responsibility also. A large amount of population who are not with the scope of this higher education in all the countries. So we are also trying to give such kind of knowledge sessions to them so that they become a conscious contributors to the digital future. I think I could answer your question with this.
What's guided you to this path? I think that needs to be known, because a lot of us find ourselves in situations at a crossroads where what we hear, as we hear under the words of you today, we know that this is the right path, but how does one simply identify within to take the to take the
Okay. Uh, simply, if I'd like to answer, I can frame four questions. So that is actually we are asking the young generation, particularly in my country and across the globe, to carry. First of all, you try to question what you see. If you see that deep fake and others, that is going to be a major concern for all the platform creator, all the platform provider. So we want the students, the youth, particularly to question what they see. So what you see, you try to question on them before going to believe it. Number one. Secondly, I believe that they must report what you find wrong. So you ask them, if you find something wrong with your logical sense, at least you should report to your local authority and head to the as a civilian to the administration or local authority. You must report. Number three is basically it's not only about your own privacy. You must respect to others' privacy as you respect your own privacy. That is again one of the most important, I believe. And whenever you are dealing, whenever you are leading, you must lead with the empathy for any and every digital actions that you are going to do. I think if we try to follow these four steps, that will make a sensible digital citizen for the future world.
does this put the onus of responsibility for everyone to want to inspire, to understand, and to guide, as we just came off an extraordinary fireside just before ours about the necessity for education and training, let's say in artificial intelligence. Does this imbue others with the responsibilities, Dr. Sarkar? Because what I'm really getting at is, how does someone look within to know whether they are called to do this type of work and to inspire and to guide generations towards becoming digital citizens? What do they look for within, is what I'm asking you. What inspired you to take this path?
Okay. Actually, if I take my example, I was very closely associated with my teachers. Yes, whenever I did my graduation, I did my even before that, where I did my basically primary education or secondary education. That point of time, internet was not that widespread. I'm talking about that say like 80s and etc. So that point of time, although we could not use many of such facilities that I'm like, at that point of time, none of us could think that I'll be talking to you into two different continents, into the two
Right.
different time stamps. But then gradually I have seen at that point of time, whatever resources we had, my teachers, I'm very lucky, and I'm sure all of us, we are lucky that all of us, we got beautiful teachers for our generation. So those teachers are actually told me that if you want to be alive across generations, you try to educate people. There are two ways that I believe that can make this world a better place. One is that you try to do as much plantation you can do, and secondly, you try to educate in a proper way as much as you can, irrespective of your geographical boundaries. So whenever I have taken computer science as a subject, and that point of time I have tried to use, and if you go through my Google Scholar profile, you'll be getting one of my research area is AI for social good. I believe that if anything is going to be developed, say suppose if we are talking about United Nations sustainable goals, so whenever I give projects to my undergraduate or postgraduate students, I generally ask them to pick one sustainable goals from the 17 goals and then to address. So cybersecurity, providing such kind of cybersecurity, cyber awareness is also doing social good, because it's not only you are giving a weapon. If we consider that a digital world or digital equipment as the weapon, you are actually making them learn how sincerely, how effectively they can use it for the betterment of the human, and that actually motivate all of us, me, my colleagues, my organization, to take this step forward.
I have one final question for you, Dr. Sarkar, before we're done and moving on to our next talk and then to our roundtable. When it comes to the business of safety, AI safety in particular, do we have a need for this to become an entire industry, to be able to stay ahead of the machines with the need for humans to help safeguard and protect? Is this a need to become an entire industry, another business vertical that makes sense to deploy now and is needed now more than ever? It seems to me that we are not taking it as serious as we should. I believe that we can stand to benefit to take this more serious, and that we can create a whole entire industry. Could it be, in your eyes, a sustainable industry?
I believe so. As you have taken rightly the AI, I believe that AI is not going to be a threatening if we are considering some of the primary factors which are required for bright future. Number one is I believe that anything we are going to develop, whether it's for the AI solution, whether it's an AI agent, whether it's a cybersecurity solution, that must be visible to each and every corner of the world. That we need to ensure, because end of the day, we are actually talking about to taking the earth to the next step. It's not, we cannot take India to the next step, we cannot take even US to the next step. We need to take the entire earth in that sense. So if you'd like to take it to the next step, then whatever we are making, it must be unbiased, it must be the maximum reachability must be there, and definitely whatever we are trying to do, that must be explainable. That is, we are talking about the explainable AI, although this is not directly related with the cyber security. But then whenever we are talking about the security and privacy, to some extent people will ask questions that whether it is logically correct or not. So yes, I believe that all the industry must join hands, all the organizations across the globe, they must join hands to educate our youth in all sense, not only cyber security, but as I told you, that they must become a digital citizen, so that we can have a better tomorrow.
Dear Dr. Sakar, we're so thankful for your time and for your expressions. We're so appreciative that you've taken time, an etched moment, to be able to journey with us, to allow us to be able to look further in Supreme Knowledge Foundation and the extraordinary work that you're engaged in. We do have to have you back here at GatherVerse so that you'll let us know of your venture. And audience at GatherVerse.live and our various social streaming platforms, our many social streaming platform destinations, please take time to go find Dr. Sakar. This is really important work, and we want to be as supportive as we can to be able to collaborate and to be able to build together. Thank you, Dr. Sakar. Our gather was well.
Absolutely, Christopher. Like, this is basically this is a proud moment for me, and definitely I am honored. And any kind of support across the globe, wherever possible, if you need my support, whatever little I can do, I think my birth will be meaningful. Like my life will be meaningful in that sense. So
I
thank you.
promise you, the GatherVerse community is with you, and please go in a good way. And we look forward to hearing more of your adventures.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
And up next, we have a brief few minutes to be able to share from Asma Praveen, and then we'll head into a very powerful roundtable discussion where we've assembled global leaders to be able to sojourn with us. We look forward to being able to go further into this excursion of GatherVerse Youth Summit, Day 5, Week 2, 2025. May our gather be well.